They can destroy and leave no traces. Dreadnoks! Evil is written all over their faces. Dreadnoks! Horrifying new foe of G.I. Joe!
Searchlights!
G.I. Joe! American hero!
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle. You know, we've looked at 2 out of 3 of the original Dreadnoks. So, to finish, why not take a look at the 3rd?
Meet Torch. This guy was released in 1985 with all original body parts. And I hate to sound like a broken record here, but once again, he looks like his Dreadnok counterparts, a mean biker. There's once again some lovely detailing here, like his skull necklace and his belt made of metal. Well, I mean it's painted to look as if it's metal. And look, unlike Ripper, the gun molded on his leg is actually painted properly. I particularly like the design of his boots. They look like something a biker would wear. He's got a knife similar to Ripper's molded on his other leg. You know, this, combined with the handlebar mustache, makes me think that maybe Ripper's second toy was actually supposed to be Torch, but it was changed or mixed up for some reason. Overall, another great figure from the golden age of G.I. Joe. He comes with just 2 accessories that form one whole, a flamethrower and a backpack. This is sorta disappointing since all the other Dreadnoks came with 3 accessories each. You'll notice the flamethrower is a bit on the small side, but unlike the laughable one from my Blowtorch review, there's actually a reason for it this time. This thing is an acetylene torch that he modified himself to make into a flamethrower. That's pretty clever actually. The flamethrower has a hose molded to it that attaches to his backpack. It's a bit on the short side, I'm afraid, so you'll have trouble keeping it in there. The pack itself is nicely detailed and looks great. This was the only toy of Torch ever released in the original line. He did get some toys later, but since I don't have any of those, I can't really comment on them. So, the first toy is the best by default?
Yay?
Once again, there's a bit of international trivia associated with the figure. Torch was never released in Belgium. In fact, I can't find any evidence that he was released in Europe at all. Not even under the Action Force name. Not that matters for Belgium and Holland, because, well, we didn't use the Action Force brand. We got the toy line using the original G.I. Joe name, with the only alterations being that they weren't known as real American heroes, but as international heroes, or heroes without borders, depending on what translation you use. And for some reason, Torch was the only carded figure left out of the entire 1985 lineup, and I've never gotten official word as to why he was left out. I can only speculate, but maybe it had something to do with him being a flamethrower, so they thought the toy encouraged playing with fire. I don't really know, but that's the only theory I've got. Anyway, let's take a look at the character.
As usual, why don't we start with the file card? This guy is from Australia. To be specific, he's from Botany Bay.
Botany Bay. Botany Bay. Oh no.
Finally, I've been able to use a clip from Wrath of Khan. It's just not the popular one. Oh, all right then. There, that was just for you guys. Even though that clip has nothing to do with the review. Happy now?
This guy busted out of a reform school, joined the Merchant Marine, and finally ended up in a motorcycle gang, the Melbourne Maulers. It isn't clear if he left that gang to join the Dreadnoks, or if they ended up becoming the Dreadnoks. It's fun to speculate about.
The biggest thing to take away from the file card is that Torch is stupid. Really, really stupid.
I mean, the card literally states that his penchant for violence is only matched by his utter stupidity. Also, he's illiterate. Yeah, that's an unfortunate correlation there, considering stupidity and illiteracy are two completely separate things. Trust me, a lot of people who can read and write are nevertheless complete idiots. In the cartoon, he's in the same boat as the others. He's just one of Sartan's minions, with little brains. Well, at least he got to show off his flamethrower occasionally. Also, he once got tortured by the Joe team. Oh, alright, so that wasn't really Torch, it was a Joe in disguise to fool Cobra.
Still, G.I. Joe has been known on occasion to treat the Universal Declaration of Human Rights more as the universal suggestions of human rights.
By the way, as far as the cartoon goes, I'm willing to bet that they only looked at Torch's file card when they were writing the Dreadnoks, not taking the others' personalities into account, so that's why they're all idiots. And that's how you end up with a guy who went to Cambridge, but can't read.
Oh, come on, mate. Cobra Commander knows I can't read.
Nope, still not letting that one go. As far as the comic goes, well, I could really just copy-paste what I said about Ripper last week. He was there, being a third wheel, while Buzzer got all the attention. It isn't that surprising, really, considering Buzzer had by far the most interesting backstory. The only bit I can say about Torch is that for some reason, in one panel, he had a cobra tattoo. Even though the Dreadnoks technically aren't cobras. They're just mercenaries that get hired on occasion. So, that was Torch. A great figure, but as happens so often on this show, I have to say the character was sadly underused.
So, what character will we be looking at next time? Well, it could be anybody. I meant anybody from G.I. Joe. Well, see you next time, everybody.
They can destroy and leave no traces. Dreadnoks! Evil is written all over their faces. Dreadnoks! Horrifying new foe of G.I. Joe! Searchlights! G.I. Joe! The American hero!